A special repatriation flight by the Indian Air Force from Kabul, carrying 168 passengers, including 107 Indians, has landed in Delhi. Also, three other flights, Air India, Indigo, and Vistara, carrying Indians evacuated from Kabul, landed in Delhi from Tajikistan's capital Dushanbe and Qatar's Doha this morning. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi posted pictures of the evacuation efforts on Twitter. India has been allowed to operate 2 flights per day from Kabul to evacuate its nationals stranded in Afghanistan, news agency ANI reported, quoting government sources. Moving on to the next news, former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Kalyan Singh died on Saturday in Lucknow due to sepsis and multi-organ failure. He was 89 years old. The senior BJP leader had been undergoing treatment in the intensive care unit of the Sanjay Gandhi Postgraduate Institute of Medical Sciences in the Uttar Pradesh capital since July 4. On Friday, his condition deteriorated, following which he was placed on dialysis. Uttar Pradesh government has declared 3 days of state mourning and a holiday on August 23rd when Mr. Singh's body will be cremated. Moving on to the next news, PDP President Mehbooba Mufti on Saturday asked the centre to take a lesson out of Afghanistan, where the Taliban seized power and made the US flee, and urged the government to hold dialogue in Jammu and Kashmir and return its special status, which was revoked in 2019. America, a superpower, had to pack their bags and flee. You still have the opportunity to start a dialogue process in the J&K like former PM Vajpayee had, and mend your ways of snatching the J&K's identity illegally and unconstitutionally and splitting of J&K. Otherwise, it will be too late, Mufti said, referring to the decision of August 5, 2019, when the centre scrapped the special status of Jammu and Kashmir. Moving on to the next news, the White House says President Joe Biden has been briefed by members of his national security team on the evolving situation in Afghanistan. Biden and his team met on Saturday in the White House Situation Room to discuss the security situation and counter-terrorism operations, including against the Islamic State group in Afghanistan. Moving on to the next news, hours after quitting the Congress and announcing his retirement from politics on Saturday, the party's Tripura unit acting president Piyush Kanti Biswas withdrew his resignation, stating that he has been given assurances that his grievances would be looked into. Biswas, who had initially said that personal reasons prompted him to tender his resignation, made a U-turn later in the day and said he had offered to quit as there were matters that needed to be handled.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news. Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.